All right, let's get right into it. We've gone over all sorts of market strategies, but now we get to what is, without a doubt, the hardest part of trading, mastering your own mind. It's not really about the charts, it's about managing the noise, both the stuff out there in the world and the stuff inside your own head.
And this quote it nails it, doesn't it? The real difference between someone who makes it long term and someone who burns out, it all comes down to their mental game. Can you stay calm and rational when the market is freaking out? That's everything.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? Well, the first thing is you have to build a kind of fortress around your mind, and that starts with the people closest to you. You've got to control the inputs to have any chance of controlling your outputs.
Now, this one might sound a little strange, but it is one of the single best things you can do for your focus. It's not about being secretive or weird. It's just that most people, even with the best intentions, don't have the right context. They'll just project their own fears onto you. And that is the fastest way to sabotage a perfectly good plan.
So, what do you actually say when someone asks? The solution is surprisingly simple. You don't have to be rude. Just have a polite, slightly technical answer ready to go. Either of these lines will usually shut the conversation down cold. Why? Because nobody wants to admit they don't know what you're talking about.
And here's the next rule, which is absolutely critical. If someone keeps pushing, never, ever talk in dollar amounts. The moment you mention specific figures, you invite all sorts of weird energy, judgment, envy, you name it. If you feel like you have to say something, talk in percentages. It keeps you focused on your process, not on distracting dollar signs.
This brings us to a really key concept. You have to learn to operate with two completely separate minds. You've got your everyday life brain, and then you have your trading brain. And they run on totally different logic. And this just shows that divide perfectly. Your everyday brain might spend 10 minutes debating whether to buy an expensive coffee, but your trading brain, it has to be able to execute a massive trade based on your rules without flinching. The second you start thinking, wow, this trade could buy me a new car, you've already lost your edge. This is exactly why you can never mentally spend your gains. Having a good day doesn't mean you go shopping. You just leave the money in the account. Compounding is like this quiet, slow-motion miracle. All you have to do is stay out of its way and let your gains build on your gains. That's how accounts really grow. Of course, anyone can be disciplined when they're making money. The real test, the thing that will define your entire career, is how you act when the market goes against you. How you handle those red days is everything. Here's a simple but powerful rule from veteran traders. Unless you have a specific, pre-planned action you need to take, there is absolutely no reason to open your brokerage account on a bad day. Staring at the falling numbers doesn't help you. All it does is press the big red panic button in your brain. It is also so important to get this distinction straight in your head. A drawdown and a loss are not the same thing. They might feel the same in your stomach, but they are functionally very different. A drawdown is just part of the ride. A loss is what happens when you give up and lock it in. Take a look at this chart. You see how the position is still well in profit from the entry point, but it's also down from its recent peak? That's a drawdown. And it is completely normal. Markets don't go up in a straight line. You have to endure the dips to get to the next peak. All right, this all leads us to one final, huge idea. As your account grows, your strategy has to evolve. You're not just protecting your capital anymore, you're protecting your peace of mind. You absolutely need a strategy that lets you sleep at night. So what does that actually look like? Well, it's about balance. Maybe it's a 50-50 split between a leveraged position, like trading ITM options, and an unleveraged one, like the SPY. And that ratio isn't fixed. In a nasty bear market, maybe 50% cash is the right move. And finally, you have to stop kicking yourself. Hindsight is always perfect. Just stick to your process. So at the end of the day, that's the real question you've got to ask yourself. Is your strategy built for a perfect scenario, or is it built to survive the messy reality of the markets for years and years? Any plan that requires you to be a fearless robot is doomed to fail. The one that will last is the one that's built for an actual human being.